Welcome back to the CMP podcast. Today we got sort of a bonus episode. We'll be talking about 3 specific topics real quick. Our most ridiculous anime scene, our best scene of anime for all time, or this season in my case, and our favorite anime characters. Now, I'm going to start it off, kind of just to set the tone, and you might disagree with me on my first most ridiculous anime scene. My most ridiculous anime scene was from the Shinobi Ninja anime that we watched a season ago, and it was when he dodged the truck. When he dodged the truck in the first episode, it was the most ridiculous anime scene because it's the most misleading anime scene of all time. It leads me to believe that this guy can accomplish something, can do some feats, that this anime is actually going to be good. But no, it was absolute trash after trash after trash. He proceeded to never do anything like acknowledgeable since. So that's why that's my most ridiculous anime scene. It's not people chucking planets at each other. It's not people doing this. It's this guy jumping a truck, looking like he's an actual ninja, into just being the worst main character of all time.
Okay. All right. So the crazy thing is, the reason why we all started watching this anime is one, because of that scene, and another part from the same anime was Joey discussing how this guy peels his potatoes.
It was insane, dude. Dude peeled it with just like he takes off the sharp part of the knife, and then he did it.
I think that's an Asian thing because that's how my mom does it.
She uses just the sharp part of the knife.
Yeah,
like she have a handle on the blade.
Yeah, dude, he just had a blade. He just had a.
Oh, it's just blade. A blade? No. There's a blade on our knives.
Yeah, no. I mean, if he had a blade and put his fingers through and gripped it, then that'd be fine. But he was literally holding this blade by itself.
Because I can't use a knife. I don't know how to use a knife. I just use a peeler.
And that's fine. I mean, using a knife for the peeling potatoes definitely it's a skill. But I mean, you don't have to do it well, so you could say it's.
I had a peeled cantaloupe in the fridge, and I don't know how to cut cantaloupes either, so I just did it. I just cut them one at a time, chop, 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 chop. Because like when I see my mom do it, she cuts it in half and then cuts it horizontally, like all in one motion.
Well, cantaloupe, you just open up, right? And you can.
Listen, man, my mom, she knows how to use a knife, and she never taught me. Okay, maybe I'm just projecting how I was never taught how to use a knife when I was younger. Someone teach me how to use a knife in the comment section down below.
It's called YouTube. They'll probably link other YouTube videos for you. I will say though, like cantaloupe is interesting. Like just not to go too off topic, but like cantaloupe is like a weird one because you can literally eat that however you want. You can eat it with a spoon. You can cut it in half and eat it with a spoon if you want to. Obviously, you can peel off the skin, or you can just like go in raw, right, with your face and everything, and just
like a watermelon.
Literally like a watermelon. Literally like a watermelon.
Do you guys know how to cut onions? Like that how like on TV they'll do it like super fast into like very small pieces.
We don't do it that way in my family, dude. We in the Hispanic side of my family, we cut the onion in half, right? Mm-hmm. So we cut the onion in half, and then we'll use the knife to do line down one way. We'll do lines down one way, and then we'll do lines down the other side. And then what we'll do is you'll hold the onion. So you do like crisscross lines, right? So lines one way and lines the other way. Then you hold down the onion, and all you got to do is put the knife against it, and it comes out all peeled, like all already chopped, minced, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Yeah, that's how I do it too.
Yeah. But one time I was making pizza with a friend. Like he was in a phase where he was making his own bread. And he's like, "Oh, you want to make a homemade pizza?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll do it." And he's like, "Oh, okay, go cut the onions. You know how to cut onions." I'm like, "Yeah." And I do it. And he's like, "Okay, let me do the next one." And he just like does it like all professionally. I'm like, "Oh."
He's just like, "Man, I thought you knew how to cut onions."
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, damn, I got one up."
I mean, I ain't no Gordon Ramsay, bro. I can't do it like that. But I like the way I do it because it saves both like time. I don't know. For me.
He puts the dough on your face. It's like, what are you? An idiot pizza. All right, ridiculous anime scene. For me, this is Steins Gate when he's talking about Ruka it's the guy that dresses like a girl, and he's like describing her, and then he's like, but he's a guy, and he's like blushing. I don't know. It's a funny scene.
Oh, you know what would have been good with this? To have the scene pulled up.
Yeah, for that, because since we didn't, I saw part of Steins Gate. Oh, perfect. The Impact has the video.
I was thinking of Dr. Stone. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, wait, Stein.
So very thin, beautiful, feminine, but he's a guy.
Yeah, it's just like pans out. It's like deadpan, but he's a guy.
The style of Steins Gate as well also just makes the scene even funnier.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah. And then like there's the time where he goes to the other timeline, and she's actually a girl. And I'm like, and he's like, oh wait, I didn't mean to. What do? Did he pull down her pants or like? It was
I can't even remember. It was something that.
Embarrassing.
The cicadas are crying. But
dude, the cicadas in anime are crazy.
Yeah, but he's a guy.
What do you mean?
They are. They're so. I mean, they're like that.
You guys have heard real cicadas, right?
Yeah. They're like that. Gator's been in call with me and literally like put the thing on speaker, and you heard them outside. They're insane.
You can hear them. They're so fucking loud. It's crazy.
Them dudes are insane. But all right, we got 2. What about you, Mace?
For me, it would probably be like in Mob Psycho. Remember the episode where he's with the telepathy club, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to lose our budget, and we might lose the club if we don't get a 5th member." And he's like, "Actually, I'm going to go work out with the fitness guys." And like the best thing about that scene is like the fitness guys, they look like one-off characters, like background characters, but they're like somewhat important to the story afterwards, and you're like, oh wow, that really put me out the loop.
Yeah, Mob Psycho is like one of the few animes where like every character is important to the overall story.
Yeah, and it definitely helps like the ending, where the ending's like them all coming back together and helping out Mob, even though it didn't really help, but it's like slowly chipping him away.
Yeah, I agree. How's it going? That's a real good one. All right, Mo, what have you thought about, dude? Come on, you've watched so much. There's got to be something.
I think the most ridiculous one has to be when what's his name? Einar's raggedy older brother is
Vardar.
Dead in the back of the car, and then he rises like the Undertaker to lift Snake off of his feet for 4 minutes into a chokehold. And then the next episode, we see Snake is completely fine. Like
completely fine. No bruises on his neck. No nothing.
Snake went completely purple, and then he just popped out the next episode and was like, "Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about me.
Don't worry about me. I'm Snake." I agree with you. That's a good one too. That's a good one. See, that's a good one. Now, I know you said all time, but you don't want to just do best of this season, Chimp? I feel like there's some.
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. So for me, the best scene of this season, in my opinion, was MASH getting hit 10 times.
Yeah.
And then he came in and punched him and then sat back down, and you gotta take 10 more. I thought that was, or 8 more, 9 more. I thought that was that was a sick scene. That was such a sick scene.
Say what you want about Mashley. Like, you can hate all you want, but that was raw.
That was a fire scene. And the way he sat down too on his stump or whatever the hell it was. That was such a good scene of the season. That was my favorite scene of MASH of this season.
That was probably the best scene. That was probably the only good scene.
That was probably the only good scene.
Well, you also haven't watched the last 2 episodes, so I don't know.
I haven't seen the last episode, but I saw the episode before that.
Okay. What about you guys for this season or whenever? I mean, there's a lot of memorable seasons, obviously, right? You know, Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time. There's a bunch of stuff.
Are we just doing the stuff that we saw, or I don't want to spoil anything for anybody?
I mean, this is an anime podcast. Like, if you're something you're gonna spoil about something else, then like just say the anime first, and then everybody who can't listen just
I'll put like a timestamp ahead of it.
My favorite scene so far is from level 999, and it's in the end episode. So maybe I should hold on to that.
Yeah, hold on to that because I'm actually gonna watch it.
I haven't watched 13 yet. Bro, you better not spoil me right now, bro.
Hey, see, so I'll just let me come back to me later. Okay, I gotta think of something.
So for me, mine is for this season is probably, I think I talked about it in the podcast today, or the one that we uploaded on Monday. It's the scene where what's the guy's Fox? Fox is hitting Thorfinn. He's like, what do you like? What is your life's purpose? And he's like, my life has no purpose. There's nothing good that's ever happened in my life. And I was like, man, Thorfinn, bro, I just want to give you a hug, man. I just want to give you a hug. It's like nothing's good ever happened to me in my life. And like you can feel that. Because like 6 years old, his dad dies. He sees his dad murdered in front of him. And he's taken as a slave. He has to murder people. And he's gotten nightmares about it for years and years. After it, he regrets like all of his decisions, even though like he had no choice. Mm-hmm. Tough life.
If nothing good ever happened in his life, why was he so happy to see his mom?
I mean, that was episode 3. That was episode 24.
I'm just saying. He forgot. I'm just saying, like, if nothing ever good happened in his life, like him seeing his family, like if they were just bad too. Girlfriend's a damn liar.
Yeah, he was kind of spoiled when he said that.
He was, yeah.
He's kind of being a little arrogant because he has had good things happen for him. There's just a lot of bad.
Yeah, we hating.
A lot of bad.
A little Thorfinn hating out here.
Can I go back to the ridiculous one real quickly?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Working for God in a godless world. The opening scene, like 5 minutes in. Dude, his family carries him up a cliff. And then he's like, I don't believe in your religion. Oh, should I hella drop my phone? It was something about their religion. And they throw him into the water. And then he drowns and dies. And then he goes to another world. And in the other world, he wakes up to some girl reading from a book. That to wake him up, she has to jack him off.
Yeah.
So she's sitting there jacking him off, and she's like, "Oh, I got to pull this lever to wake him up." That's when I saw that scene, and that's when I stopped watching it.
That was so funny. That was funny though. You got to watch the anime. It's funny, very funny.
Oh, I'll throw another one in there. The scene in Bochi the Rock when they're when they're trying to make the food edible near the end in the maid cafe.
Oh yeah, the Bochi sauce, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
How can I forget?
Makes you have a favorite scene? This
scene?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I have I thought of one if you want to keep thinking. I got the I'll probably say the damn I just lost it for half a second. The Hell's Paradise, the one that just happened. That really, like I said in the podcast, that was scary. That really made it, the part where he's talking about, we're not talking about it. He's having his flashback. Seto Sama, whatever his name was, Sento.
Yeah, Seto Kaiba.
There you go, Sento Kaiba. And he has his flashbacks. And then like immediately right after his flashbacks, it's like a happy memory of him smiling. It's him with the flowers growing out of his face.
Yeah.
He has the same smile on his face. And he's just like, he's you can see he's still in that dream. It was very creepy. It was very well done.
Yeah. No, I love that scene. We should talk.
Would have loved to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. But no, we'll hear my thoughts. You just gotta watch the episode.
All right, we'll come back to you for the favorite scene.
Do you have your favorite scene, Mace? Did you think of one?
I was actually thinking of not that scene. I was thinking about like a few scenes earlier. It was when the girls started fighting. Actually, I like the animation a lot. I was like,
you like when she had the slime on her?
yeah, I liked her when she was all gooped up in poison. And I was like, this is really cool. And I also like really liked how the girl Rebecca, or whatever her actual name is, they show that.
I like how Mo brainwashed all of us in this thing, and she's
Rebecca.
What is this? Which is like, there's nobody in any anime named Rebecca. Like, her name is Rachel, and
Rebecca. You know what? I just started Tower of God too, and I was like, I wonder when Rebecca's going to show up.
She's in the first episode, isn't she?
Yeah,
her name is
that's Rachel
Yuri or something.
Oh, the girl on this show,
the black hair girl.
No, in Tower of God.
No, Tower of God. There's Rachel, and her other name's like Michelle Light. And then there's
Michelle Light.
Yeah, Michelle Light.
Her name's like Yuri or something.
There's no Yuri, I don't think. At least not where I'm up to.
No, it's the first girl. The red ribbon.
Oh, you're talking about the prison. Not the prison. The princess.
The red ribbon army.
Yuri Zahard. That's who's Mo's talking about because like they both have red ribbons in their hair.
Oh, I see it. I remember in college, I knew a girl whose name was she said her name was Yuri, because it was spelled like that, and she was like one of the weirdest girls I definitely met.
What you mean you don't believe her?
No, because I definitely remember her calling her mom one time, and it was on speaker, and her saying not Yuri. I forgot how she said it, but it wasn't Yuri, and all I could think was she just lied about it. She had like pink hair and all that, and she was very weird.
I used to tell when I was younger. I used to tell kids my name was Ken from Digimon.
Why? Why?
I was a Digimon Emperor, bro.
You still are, Chinback.
Okay.
You still are.
That was a good. I mean, we got that scene from everybody. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
I got time. We can do one more. All right. Favorite anime characters of all time. So I mean, for me, it's hard to not like main characters, right?
Yeah.
Especially for things I really like what's his name? Rimura the slime.
Rimuru.
Rimuru. Tempest. Yeah, him. But my favorite has to be from Hajime no Ippo, and I think it's Takamura. Takamura might have to be my favorite character of all time. He is just an overly, like a super strong instinct officer, but he's skilled as well. Like he worked really hard and he's just funny. I just love the way he does it. Like he fights a bear and then he wears the bear skin to his next fight. People were booing him thinking he was joking, and then he takes off the bear skin and he has the scars all over his body to prove that he fought the bear. I really like him.
Wait, this guy's 21-0?
Oh yeah, he's undefeated.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's undefeated. It's like a 2 or 3 time weight champion doing different weights. Like I really like him. I really like the way he's super serious about this as well. So that's one of my favorite characters of all time. And obviously, I mean, if you want to look at like basic stuff, like I like Luffy a lot. Like I like I don't know if Goku's my favorite in Dragon Ball Z. It might actually have to be Tien. But I think Tien's.
I don't think anybody's ever said that.
I think Tien's my favorite though because of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. More.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he's my favorite because of Abridged, which is funny because he's the most serious. But I like Piccolo a lot too. It's hard. It's hard to say. But I think Roshi might actually be one of my favorite too. Besides all the pervy crap, like I love that he's like a human who's just strong. Like I really, really like that. I love the way he trained and everything. Like I like Yoshi a lot. Roshi, sorry. I like Yoshi too, but different game. What about ya?
If we can count this, my favorite would have to be Zuko.
Yeah, I'll count
Avatar.
it. It's animation, sure.
Incredible character development. He's made a lot of mistakes in his life. Tries to overcome them. Family problems. Great uncle. Just a great character. The best redemption arc of all time.
Of all time?
Of all time.
Iroh?
Iroh
was great.
Iroh's great too.
Iroh has a good redemption arc too.
I mean, it's not really a redemption arc though.
There's
no arc. It's like, yeah, I did bad things,
see it, but he had a redemption arc.
Yeah, we just didn't see it.
You can't. You have to see it for it to be an arc.
I don't agree with that because like, this the flashbacks enough to paint the picture that he was a different person before he lost his son.
Yeah, he was laughing. He was like, "Ha ha, we just tore through the city. Oh, we gonna murder tons of people." We went from that to like
he was writing poems. He's like, man, you should see the city. For you, for my niece Azula, I bring you a doll that these children have loved for centuries. And for my nephew, a sword that I killed people with. A dagger.
A war criminal.
I wish that Zuko's fight versus Azula, like I understand she had to be going crazy and that was it, but I really wish he had fought her at full power after he had like become more calm and did his thing. I really wish they had that fight instead.
He would have lost though.
Yeah, he would have, but it would have been cool.
But it would have been like, I mean, I like the fight regardless, right? And it makes sense for everything. But I think that's like my one gripe, like that I really wish that we could have seen that fight.
That would have been cool.
It would have been. I'm just gonna say my favorite character is probably, I think it's gonna be Reagan, just because
that's a good one.
I just like how he's a bullshitter. I just like, you know, he's this guy he'll lie to you, he'll say all this like fake stuff, but he has like your best interest in heart. You have fun with this angry.
Let's see. I think of my favorite character of all time is probably Kiowa. And then my favorite of this season is probably Gabimaru. And I just like people with silver hair.
Okay, dude. All right, that's it for our topic. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Let us know down below yours now
or else,
and subscribe and watch.
Or else.